Hello, and welcome to the 11th video in a series on the tabletop role-playing game Bunkers and Badasses. In this video, we'll be discussing the Hunter skill tree and give a sample build. I'll give a brief description of each skill and my personal opinion. When discussing the sample build, I'll go through the skill taken at each level and my reasoning for each choice. Our first skill is Caliber, which gives a small damage boost to all favored guns. It's very simple and I would recommend it. Swipe gives gold when killing with the action skill. The action skill is very weak and it's unlikely to get kills, so this isn't worth a skill point. Deadly gives a bonus to crit damage. This gets a lot of use with a high accuracy stat or higher rarity weapons. This is a good skill. Gun Crazy gives a damage increase to all pistols. In general, I recommend any skill that boosts specific weapons. Starting off the second tier, we have Smirk, which gives extra movement the first time you get a crit. I don't recommend this. Fast Hands gives an extra attack on the first turn. Though it only allows one attack, it can be used to create kill chains and decide the outcome of combat. Lethal Strike gives bonus melee damage on the first melee attack. I do not recommend this skill because the Hunter has the lowest melee die of all classes. Swift Strike gives a damage boost to the action skill. This is recommended for action skill centric builds. Focus gives an accuracy bonus to all guns and favored guns. This is a modest damage boost, but is still recommended. For the third tier, we start with Carrion Call, which can activate the action skill. In general, I recommend any skill which allows a free use of the action skill. Killer gives a stat boost after killing enemies. This can be very useful for kill chains. Out for Blood gives health on the first familiar attack. This is less useful if the character already has full health, so I don't recommend this. Riotous Remedy gives health regen on kill. Not many skills grant health regen, and the Hunter has the lowest health pool of any class, so this is useful for survivability. Kicking off the fourth tier is Flight of the Elements, which boosts action skill damage and gives it an element type. This is useful for action skill centric builds. Ransack gives gold on the first kill. Players will likely kill weaker enemies first, so this won't give a lot of gold. I don't recommend this skill. Hair Trigger boosts base stats and gives pistols extra attack. In general, I recommend skills which boost base stats, but this is essential for pistol builds. Predator increases action skill use. I generally recommend any skill which increases action skill use. Fifth tier starts with Relentless, which grants a damage boost and an extra attack on kill. This can create kill chains and is very powerful. Aerial Impact allows the action skill to slow enemies. This is a great debuff and is way more useful than the action skill's damage. Bird of Prey allows the action skill to affect more targets. This couples very nicely with other action skill boosting skills. The capstone is Trespass, and it allows you to bypass shields and get a damage boost. This is a great capstone. Taking all the skills into consideration, I'll now start walking through my sample build. In general, I invest 3 skill points in a tier and immediately move to the next tier to try to access the capstone as soon as possible. I always take the capstone regardless of its quality. I start off the build with Caliber to get the damage boost to favored guns. With Deadly, you'll often get the crit damage boost even at low levels. Gun Crazy allows you to specialize towards a pistol-centric build. These 3 skills can be taken in any order at this tier. At second tier, I take Fast Hands. This is a drastic damage boost at such a low level. I then take Focus to get a boost to accuracy, which modestly boosts overall damage. For third tier, I take Carrion Call. Free action skill activation is always useful and will become even better as the build progresses. The stat boosts from Killer are generally good to have. Riotous Remedy can dramatically improve survivability, but given the tendency for this class to keep a safe distance, it may not see much use. It's certainly better to have it than to not have it. This skill is interchangeable with Swift Strike, depending on whether you'd prefer to focus on action skill effectiveness or survivability. With fourth tier, we start with Hair Trigger. This is a powerful skill that dramatically boosts damage per round. Taking Predator allows us to be less reliant on the Mastery modifier for action skill activation. Down at 5th tier, we take Relentless, which can dramatically improve the damage per round with kill chains. Aerial Impact and Bird of Prey make the action skill a much better utility option, but are less impactful than other skills. Trespass allows a player to be less reliant on radiation damage to bypass shields. With this skill, Incendiary and Corrosive damage will likely become your main elemental type. The remaining levels are used to round out the established build. I prioritize damage boost first, then action skill effectiveness, then kill skill bonuses, then survivability. That's it for this build. Let me know what you think of this build in the comments below. In the next video, I'll discuss the 6th of my class builds with the Lightwalker. Thanks for watching.